What is up, my aesthetic boys? It's Fresh, back with another video. On today's episode, we're going to ask ourselves if a summer camp can get you a Nike sponsorship, and speaking of sponsors, we're going to thank Ridge Wallet for helping make up for the abysmal YouTube monetization system. Looters swipe $2.4 million worth of watches from Soho Rolex store. The store spokesman said, quote, "No watches of any kind were stolen as there weren't any on display in the store. There were simply windows broken and some vitrines smashed." Now, for those of you unfamiliar with the term vitrine, it's just fancy I can afford a Rolex talk for display case. One of my Twitch subs bought me a fucking hot tub, and a really fucking nice one at that. My god. Please, please, please tell me this is fake. Well, it is faked for likes and shares. They include screenshots of the reverse image search yielding this to be true, but I would actually disagree that it's faked for likes and shares. I think that this was actually a priming mechanism of some kind, in the same way that, you know, in a service industry or as a piano performer or something like that, one might prime a tip jar with a couple dollar bills, 5, 10, whatever, to try to encourage people to do the same. I think that this Twitch streamer is encouraging people to donate to her by establishing that people do donate to her. Without any other proof of donation or anything like that, someone might just assume that it's not the culture of it, that they shouldn't do it, but when primed with the idea that lots of other people are donating high-value gifts, they may be more interested in doing the same thing. Now, is a hot tub that can obviously be searched up as being fake the best way to do that? Absolutely not. Just saying a high dollar amount, I think, could have accomplished the same psychological effect, but hey, the tweet still got 48,000 likes, and I doubt the majority of the people who saw this tweet have any idea that it was fake. I worked for this business, and I was treated like crap. Yeah, I was an employee there, and they were amazing bosses. And I remember that you used to come to work high as fuck and tell the customers you were high. I don't blame them for firing you. Don't be a sore loser. Well, hopefully they're not a tutoring company. My parents' wedding day, February 1961. I think my dad looks like Matt Damon. Holy shit. Is that not Matt? I mean, that looks like an awful lot like Matt Damon for that not to be Matt Damon. Yeah, no, I think your dad is Matt Damon. Yeah, but this is not OP's dad. This pic went viral years ago. Just search Matt Damon wedding photo 1961. I'd link, but this sub prohibits links. Wait, are you calling OP a liar just because this picture has been all over the internet and has nothing to do with him? Old McKarma had a farm, you know what they say, and the ironic thing is that this picture surfaced because a Reddit user posted it. So originally, someone made a post like this, and it was entirely accurate, but after years of viral spreading across the internet, this guy posting it isn't quite as convincing. This video is brought to you by Ridge Wallet, the sleek, light, industrial wallet. This is my old wallet. It's bulky, falling apart, and my ex-girlfriend said it looked stupid in my pocket. All of a sudden, I get a package in the mail from this guy, and he's like, "Look, here's the Ridge Wallet. It's strong, durable, it's 2 plates of metal and carbon fiber sandwiched together, and it comes packaged like a fucking iPhone." But don't just take my word for it. Ridge stands by their products 100%. If you buy a wallet from ridge.com/fresh and use code FRESH to get 10% off and free worldwide shipping, they'll let you try it out for 45 days, and if you really don't love it, which seems unlikely given their 30,000 5-star reviews, you can return it for a full refund. And if by chance some 20 years from now that wallet stops working right, Ridge gives every wallet purchased from ridge.com/fresh a lifetime guarantee. So go on, make the switch today at ridge.com/fresh. Hey, bonjour, I speak English. Okay, I've been through this already. Are you, by any chance, an older woman living in a town near Toronto who's looking for friends with benefits because your husband is on a big-ass business trip or something? Be honest. Bye. You don't rush next time. I knew it! I fucking knew it! Yeah, you don't rush next time? Let me weave my web of lies at a pace suitable to myself, thank you very much. Mark Hamill reveals secret year-long agony after filming Empire Strikes Back. Now, the article from Huffington Post focuses on the fact that only a set number of people knew the greatest cinematic reveal of all time. Of course, Darth Vader being Luke's father. I apologize to anyone who is unaware of that fact. But near the end of the article, it discusses another scene, which Mark Hamill says states that we reshot the rescue of the Leia scene because he botched his line. But in fact, he said that we had to redo it weeks later because my name was changed to Skywalker after we did it the first time, which of course my name was still Starkiller. In all fairness, after Mark Hamill revealed the truth about this particular reshoot, Huffington Post did amend the article accordingly. My first meme, please go popular. Also remember the ABC rule of first aid. A, bone, coming through the skin is very bad. Health. You've posted this meme many times before, and this meme is a repost. Wait. You're telling me that r/memes is not the bastion of originality that I always thought it was? My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day has certainly been ruined. Meet poorly redacted Yellow. She's just 18 years old and has already started her astronaut training to be the first person to walk on Mars in 2033. She's the youngest person to graduate from the Advanced Space Academy and the only person in the world to have completed every NASA space camp. That is pretty impressive, or at least it sounds that way. Except these camps mean nothing except that she has rich parents. Per this other user in the other thread, quote, it's great that she's ambitious and enthusiastic about STEM, and those are very impressive accomplishments. However, it's inaccurate to say she's already started her astronaut training. Space Camp and Space Academy are summer camps that you pay to attend, not actual training programs. To actually start astronaut training with NASA, there are requirements like having a master's in a STEM field and years of professional experience. And the plot thickens. Apparently, this is all her dad drumming up PR for her. Per this user, the Advanced Space Academy is a private children's space camp with no affiliation with NASA. There is no such thing as a NASA space camp. The government agency has no connection to any of these privately run children's camps. This is just more PR buzz from her father, who worked in the video production industry and is desperately trying to capitalize on making his daughter appear on the surface to be some kind of prodigy. Legit, he works as her manager and books her for public speaking gigs based on her summer camp credentials. She has no formal training, she holds no advanced degrees. This is literally all buzz generated by her father. Now, of course, with such a poorly redacted last name, I had to look into this a bit more. And sure enough, searching the last name Carson and Mars astronaut brought up a host of information. From 2014? Apparently this girl, Alyssa Carson, has been generating buzz for the last 6 years, since she was about 13 years old. According to her own website, NASABlueberry.com, which of course has absolutely zero official connection to NASA as far as I can tell, some of her top accomplishments include witnessing 3 space shuttle launches and visiting all 14 of NASA's visitor centers across 9 states. Now you might say that doesn't sound like a necessary credential to become an astronaut, but I counter, check out how official she looks in the picture on this article. It must have taken a lot of work for her to get a $28 helmet and a Halloween costume jumpsuit. I mean, seriously, it's literally a Halloween costume. She just added some patches, but the ones on the arms even match up. I don't want to diminish some of her real accomplishments, though, which, according to her LinkedIn page, include her being the youngest to graduate from Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University with a professional certificate that costs $14,500. That's not a degree, but alright, moving in the right direction. So it looks like she just graduated high school. That's pretty cool. Well, it is a private school with $10,000 tuition, so it sounds like her parents definitely have some money to spend outside of the $50 Halloween costume, so let's do some quick math here. Obviously, she's made money on her own at this point, but let's take a look at the cost of the programs that got her there. According to her own website, which again is not affiliated with NASA, she attended the following camps: Space Camp 7 times, Space Academy 3 times, Robotics Academy 1 time, Space Camp Turkey 1 time, and Space Camp Canada 1 time. Now, Space Camp is a 5-day-long experience, still not affiliated with NASA, that costs a whopping $1,099, and that doesn't include travel expenses. 7 visits to the Space Camp Mission Control in Huntsville, Alabama is going to run the Carson family about $7,700 in tuition alone. Space Academy, which as far as I can tell is run by the same Huntsville Space Camp people, seems to just be a more advanced camp program likely aimed at older kids, but tuition costs the same. I'm more disappointed that Alyssa never pursued such exciting programs like Advanced Space Academy or even Advanced Space Academy Elite. While the tuition is more expensive, I think the main reason why Alyssa never completed such prestigious summer camps is because by the age of 15, her dad had already made a profit off of marketing her. She decided to switch it up and head to Robotics Academy, a program offered again by the Space Camp Huntsville crew, so you can guess the tuition on that one as well. Add another $1,100 to our running total. Hopping across the pond, it's hard for me to narrow down which program she attended at Space Camp Turkey. With prices ranging from $300 to $700, we'll call it a safe $500, but add at least a modest $2,000 for round-trip flights for her and a parent, as well as food and lodging in Turkey. Back over to our northern neighbors, and a camp experience in Canada cost at least $780 in tuition, but likely another $500 to $1,000 in travel expenses. So before the mid-tier academic institutions, before the Nike endorsements, before the TED Talk, Alyssa Carson's parents paid, and this is a modest guess, over $16,000 in summer camps. Add in other educational credentials listed on her LinkedIn page, like her private high school, 4 times about $10,000, her $15,000 professional certificate, and a private pilot's license. This brings us to a pre-college running total of $79,930, though if we add in the cost of the fancy costume, which Space Camp Alabama makes clear is not included in the tuition price, I'm sure we can squeak over $80,000. Again, her parents were able to spend $80,000, not on programs that really require applications. While some of the mentioned achievements, mainly the certificate, pilot's license, and high school graduation, no doubt took work and dedication, there was a steep monetary barrier to entry that her family was fortunate enough to be able to afford. But hey, she did really make it to Mars, or at least she did in a SodaStream Super Bowl commercial. I just want to add that I wish Alyssa no ill will, nor am I trying to diminish what she's done. It just needs to be pointed out that this is not simply a merit-based list of accolades. Clearly she is dedicated, clearly she has a dream she's pursuing, but it sure as hell is easier to chase that dream when your parents are able to pay close to 6 figures to help make it happen. It's an important distinction to make because I don't want any kids comparing themselves to her. I don't want a $1,000 space camp to be the benchmark of an aspiring astronaut. There are many paths to space, and none of them require a detour, or 7, through Huntsville, Alabama. All of the information I discussed is publicly available, and the majority of it comes from Alyssa's personal website and the affiliate pages linked therein. I wish Alyssa all the best as she pursues a BS in astrobiology from the Florida Institute of Technology, and I hope she can use the platform she has and the privilege she carries to make the world a better place. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Old McKarma had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And on that farm, they had the majority of users on Reddit.